Sappening, my name is Tom, aka Murphy Rhodes, and this is the only Scouse Wrestling podcast here in the world. Tweet me at Crossroads Wrestling without the G, and also at the Murphy Rhodes. It is Fighter Fest Night 2 tonight, but first, this is your AEW Dark review in less than 10 minutes. So here we go. So this was the debut today of Bulletproof Brian Pillman Jr. Now, I'm seeing this guy for the first time. Obviously, I know about his dad being in the WWF and all other places. So this was the first time I'd seen this guy in action. I didn't even know he existed until last week, because as I say, I quite like doing it that way because I quite like the surprise of having a wrestler just appear in AEW, and that's why I'm only watching AEW at the moment. I am familiar with wrestlers from other places, but yeah, this was brand new for me, so really cool to see him. He was taking on Sean Spears with Tully Blanchard. Pillman's face reminds me a little bit of Bray Wyatt. There's a kind of a potentially creepy charisma in there. I think there's a lot he can do just based off his face alone. This was a really good contest. Pillman showed his athleticism. He's got an intensity, which is really nice. After sort of an even contest, Spears kind of just pulled an easy running Death Valley driver out of nowhere. I didn't really understand. I didn't see it going that way. Especially the match seemed kind of even up until that point, and then they just sort of Spears just kind of won. So I don't know how I feel about that, but I felt Brian Pillman did put on a good, gave a good account of himself. Spears was given a metal thing by Tully after the match and put it in his glove and punched Pillman in the face. But yeah, I personally felt Pillman should have taken this one as a kind of surprise win, but really good signs from him. And if he stays with AEW, I can see a lot of I can see really, really bright future for him. Next up, we had Ricochet. I was calling her Rach Chanel for ages. Ricochet Chanel versus Big Swole, one of my personal favourite women in the women's division. Chanel is she's like a 70-year-old woman in a 30-odd-year-old body. She's got a little shopping bag and a big comb. Personally, wasn't my cup of tea as a gimmick, but you know, she at least fully embodied her character, I thought, and even her walk seemed to show someone who's just walked straight out of Jerry Springer and straight into Jacksonville, Florida. Ricochet hit the ropes at one point. Looked like she just broke Big Swole's neck with a weird neck breaker. I don't know. It looked kind of botchy to me, but Big Swole seemed okay. Britt Baker was revealed to be at ringside at this point. Then Big Swole did the dirty dancing and then punt kicked her head off. Swole approached Britt's vehicle, or the roll model, afterwards, or the Rolls Royce, I should say, and Britt kind of reversed out of the arena as fast as possible. We then had an interview. Alex Marvez was interviewing Ali and Brandy Rhodes, who were trying to work together. Ali claimed it was all her. It was winning and the reason for the wins. Brandy argued it. Dustin Rhodes turned up, told Ali he sees right through her, that she's going to kick QT Marshall in the balls and break his little heart. Then he said, how about you don't do that? Take this Nightmare Sisters thing and dominate. Show the world you've got a heart. And then he said, don't mess with my family. Brandy decided she wants to still be a team. Ali said, it's not a terrible idea. So they're going to carry on. I'm interested. I quite like this team. And I like the potential for the feud in the future. We then have Frankie Kazarian. He was to take on Luther. Luther, whose record I couldn't understand before the match was 2 wins to 1 loss. Kazarian accompanied by the others. This could be his 20th win. If he was to win this match. Scorpio Sky got his 20th win last week. There's only a select few people who have hit 20 wins in AEW. All Luther does is shout at refs. I've seen a lot of hate online for Luther recently. I actually think he's really funny. Kazarian was working on a seemingly injured Luther's arm, in that his arm was seemingly injured. I was thinking, has anyone ever just pretended their arm or leg was injured? It seems like a very Eddie Guerrero move, but I could see Luther doing it and then just, at the end of the match being like, you've been working on this arm all match and it's fine, I'm going to punch you with it now. Luther was shouting 3 at the ref on 1 count, which is brilliant. Kazarian did the victory roll type thing off the top turnbuckle to win, getting his 20th career win in AEW, putting Luther's record to 2-2. We then had the Jobber Squad, so Tony Donati, Fabu Andre, Joe Alonzo, and Brady Pierce, the boots and teeth guy. They took on Lucha Brothers and B&B, Bed and Breakfast, Butcher and Blade, the Bludgeon Brothers 2. Brady Pierce, who's actually had a few matches on Dark recently, kind of felt a little bit out of place here. He looked like the leader of the Job Squad. He kind of looked like their dad. Pentagon Jr. attempted to throw his glove. It's been a while since he's been back, and he attempts to, he did this thing where he takes the glove off and throws it, and he kind of threw it at no one, and he didn't pass it off or go along with it. Yeah. ring rust, but glove rust. It's been a while since we've seen them, though. Nice to have them back. Fantastic team, easily one of my favourites. Butcher did Cero Miedo to Pentagon Jr., and then they all did like a 4-man finisher. You should just go and watch that. Just watch this match just for that. But the finisher was around the 37 minutes in mark, so go and watch that, but do come back, of course. We then had Will Hobbs versus Orange Cassidy. Will Hobbs has this really cool music, and he looks like an absolute beast. Bright things in his future, I think. Orange Cassidy was accompanied by their best friends with beach towels, which I still want. Will Hobbs was winding Cassidy up before the match, and Cassidy kind of ducked a punch and then finished him in one move with the flying forearm smash type thing. Now, a lot of people don't think Orange Cassidy's act is anything other than some sort of shit joke, but I think his flying forearm actually looks bloody solid if you watch it properly. So I'm fully behind the Orange Cassidy gimmick. It's interesting to see where they go with him from here. We then had Captain Sean Dean versus Michael Nakazawa. Sorry, first time he's been on while I've been doing this podcast, and it's the first chance I've had to do it. Hopefully not the last. I'll get better at that. I love how much Taz hates Michael Nakazawa's gimmick. So Sean Dean saluted this. So to get this straight, Sean Dean had Nakazawa in a hold. Nakazawa pulled a small bottle of oil, obviously his gimmick, which I can only assume was tucked up next to his penis. He poured oil all over himself, sexy hip danced his way out of the move, and Captain Sean Dean saluted him. You can't eat it. Nakazawa took the oil out, Aubrey stole it and threw it away. Taz's commentary around the 48-minute mark, just go, it's boss. He just hates Nakazawa's gimmick. I don't know how to say this next bit. Nakazawa pulled his pants down a bit, showing a pink thong. He pulled the thong off through his underwear. He put it on his hand, missed the punch. Dean capitalised with some decent moves for the 2 count. Nakazawa held the thong in the air, to which Aubrey Edwards did the only sane thing in response and hurried to the other side of the ring to get away from him. Nakazawa caught Dean in an abdominal stretch and then put his thong-covered hand over Dean's face. Dean didn't tap out. I'd be out of there in a millisecond. I sometimes through the years have been laughed at for watching pro wrestling. I will never show those people who laughed this match. Or maybe I'll only show them this match. Who even knows what's right and what's wrong anymore. Nakazawa calls him again with the thong face thing. He kind of STO'd Dean while his face was covered with the thong, and he pinned him. Well, he sort of feels like a rejected Tekken character, Nakazawa. So this was a match. Let's go with that. It was an interesting spectacle. We then had Scorpio Sky. This was the penultimate match of the night. He was to take on Seb Pentaco to freshen shit up after the Nakazawa debacle. I'm still digging Sky's new music. I think it's great, really suits him. He was accompanied to the ring by Kazarian and Daniels, who then disappeared backstage. Scorpio Sky did the best Russian leg sweep I've ever seen at one point in the match. Now, I'm not a massive fan of the Russian leg sweep. It's always kind of bored me. I think maybe because I used to play the PlayStation games and I felt like that was the only move you could do from behind was the Russian leg sweep. But yeah, Sky's was really good, and I was like, oh, that was a really enjoyable to watch Russian leg sweep. Serpentico looked really good in this match as well. This match was so good for Dark that I thought I forgot what was on it and on the show, and I thought this was the main event. Really enjoyable match back and forth. I'd recommend, if you've got to watch anything, go and watch this match and maybe the main event as well. This is by far the best we've seen from Serpentico so far. Scorpio with an inch perfect TKO to win the match. And then our main event, it was Brandon Cutler and Peter Avalon with Labour Bates versus the Dark Order, which was Uno, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson, who they were accompanied by everyone, bar Mr. Brody Lee, and obviously Colt Cabana wasn't there either, if you're counting him as a member of the Dark Order. Their bit on Monday's Being the Elite was really cool. It was great. The Young Bucks did like a quick fire quiz with them on how to be a good team. Peter Avalon failed the quiz. Go and check that out for sure. Really cool. I want this rivalry to go on for ages. The Peter Avalon and Brandon Cutler against the Dark Order. I just really enjoyed what they did in the ring. Avalon lay down in the ring to start the match off as if he was surrendering to the Dark Order. Uno went to pin him. Avalon rolled him up for a 2 count. So good. Boss way to start the match. Taz said Avalon came in for the save and then just ran away with his crazy ass mustache. Really funny. Evil Uno seemed to go down at ringside injured with his foot, and then Stu Grayson kicked everyone's head in. He finished Avalon, but not before Avalon and Cutler showed again just how good they actually are. I love this team. Long may it continue. So that was your AEW Dark review. I think that was less than 10 minutes. Yes, it was. Just checked. Check me out on all your favourite streaming platforms tomorrow for the Fyter Fest Night 2 review. Follow the show at Crossroads Wrestling without the J. Follow me at The Murphy Rhodes. Like, subscribe, give the show a share if you like it. And if you hate it, share it anyway and click the damn notification bell. Peace!